Good morning and welcome to Gulfstream today. Brian Nadeau and Samantha Perry with you as we wrap up a three-day racing week on a beautiful day here in Hollandale Beach. Fast main track, firm turf course, Tapeta, of course, as well. We hope to see you out here on a fun in the Sunday. Happy to be back too, and give a special thanks to my partner Ron Nicoletti for carrying the torch here at Gulfstream for me. But it's good to be back.
Yeah, we don't need you. And he did actually carry the
might
torch.
have heard that.
I don't know if you saw him in the Olympics on Friday. Did you hear about that?
He would be worthy of that. I could see that.
Yeah, it was the cyclist. He was spitting image of Ron.
Well, it's good to be back. Good card today. We'll wrap things up after a good day of racing yesterday. A lot of highlights. We'll talk about a few of them in the lightning round, but the Rainbow Six is starting to build already. We've got $75,000. You can see that carry over around $23,000, $75 in the estimated pool. It is not easy today. I didn't feel like there was a lot of key scratches. That's always a good thing. So if you did the work overnight or over the past week for that matter, I'd like to think everything kind of stayed intact, Samantha, and it's gonna get big pretty quickly.
Yeah, it is. And yesterday, I think it was kind of known that there wouldn't be any singles going to the end. It wasn't.
Wow.
But the early, like you said, we'll get to it later, blew up with the early pick 5.
Nobody had the early pick 5, right? And that pays out 4 out of 5,
Yeah.
so no carryover today. And we'll run it back right now. We'll take a look at my ticket. In that early pick 5, I've got a $24 ticket. You can see just very chaotic early for me, and race 2 is the biggest one of them, 7 deep in there. Not my long shot, but we'll go Eleanor Rigby, the Beatles guy, and me. We'll go there. In race number 3, it is the 2 on top, Concrete Glory, going to be tough in there. In race number 4, I've got the 2 and the 7, but it's a reverse order. Hub City's going to be tough. I didn't want to single her. I didn't necessarily trust her, but she'll be a short number in there. And then my best bet is in race number 5, and that's Adios Asher. Bobby DeBona could have a good day. The class drop there for me is a little too much for that group. Competitive group, but I think the drop makes that one too tough. Let's get to the opener now. We'll go on the Tapeta at a mile and a 16th. These are 12-5 maiden claimers here. 3-year-olds and up. Scratch the 7, Builder Jack, a jock switch on the 10. Skylar Spanabel will be aboard. Anthony Thomas going to be off for a little bit. And tricky race, Samantha. We both have the 4 in there, and you have Titan on top. Ran very well last time. I can't take anything away from him. I don't know. He kind of almost looks a little too good to be true.
Yeah, possibly, because I felt like that was a day that the speed was just so good on the Tapeta. But one good thing about this horse is I feel like there are betting rapscallions. It's very early, but
Very early.
Titan has got better spacing between the races here, and I don't know. I'm going to be spreading in this race in the early pick 5.
You know, they're all threatening to be lifetime maidens, the 3, Mr. Cooper included, but he added blinkers last time. I thought he ran well, and now he's going to stretch out. So I know he's got the big beast on top. That might not be the best for him, but with Dixieland Band on the bottom, I'll take a shot here.
And he's been hanging at that 5 furlong distance, so it makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Rapscallion you talked about, they always bet him, but
They do.
and he always runs okay, but he always finds 1 or 2 better. So something's going to have to give here, I think, in the opener.
Yeah, I agree completely.
Because a lot of them have been threatening without knocking the door down. Good luck in race 2. It kicks off the early pick 4. I'll tweet that ticket out, but it also kicks off the Tropical Turf pick 3. It's a maiden special weight. We'll stretch these 2-year-old fillies around 2 turns. A $35,000 maiden claimer. Excuse me. It's a clean field of 8. Let's take a look at your ticket. I've used 7 of the 8 of them.
Yeah, this was really, really tough for me. I've
right.
got a $48. I could have used 7 here.
I didn't use the 3. How about that?
How about that? Yeah, this is tough. This is really tough. We'll get into it. Race 6, I do have, who do I have on top? I've got the 7 on top. That is Torches Past. And then in race 10, the finale today, my long shot is the 9, Tis a Prince. That's another race I could have gone super deep in. $48 the play.
Well, this is a really, really tricky race. Your morning line favorite is the 1, Bella Veneno at 3-1. To be perfectly honest with you, it's a stab. I don't really know who they're going to bet. I think it's important that you pay attention who they're going to bet. Wider than a mile, if nothing else, has an experience edge. Antonio Sano never wins with first-time starters, so I think we'll expect better today.
Yeah, and he's one that will kind of race them into fitness.
Yeah.
She didn't get bet first time out. That's completely fine. The Dam won first time out on the grass, though. Obviously, she's a second-time starter, but she was very even-paced in that effort. I think that, you know, I don't know about the stamina, but at least she's got a race, and she should be suited towards that mile distance, or 7.5. I mean.
Yeah, and she's out of an exchange rate mare, and he was before your time, but he was by Danzig, and, you know, Wayne Lucas campaigned him on the dirt. When he moved him to the turf, and you get that Danzig blood in there, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So I think clearly in the mix. I'm totally stabbing with Eleanor Rigby. The Garcia barn is, you know, winless with first-time starters, but has had a couple winners on the meet. I like the post. We got a European pedigree. It's got to be turf, right?
Yeah, the work at the OBS March sale was so-so. That's why she sold for $7,000. It was 10-2. She just doesn't have the longest stride, but again, we get to look at these horses. That helps out a lot with the early pick 4. You can maybe cut down a couple, and the Tropical Turf pick 3, add or subtract some.
Post is a problem with the 8 blinging Burr, but it's Carlos David. He's 0 for 21 first turf, so maybe tread a little lightly there. Okay, let's talk Astrolight. You were able to pull something up. This is the one horse I didn't use, a rare non-homebred for Ruben Sierra, actually.
It is interesting, isn't it? This was on June 1st. So this horse is on the outside here. There's not a whole lot going on here, but what I do like about this horse is this was back in June, so almost 2 months ago now. This was a very straightforward work. It's not that it was anything to really look at or blow you away, but you see the high knee action there, and the firing line. How about firing line with Nakatomi?
Yeah,
that was.
I did not like him at all.
No,
yesterday.
That's got to be the best offspring of firing line there is. But hey, you never know what you're going to get, and this horse at least is very forward.
You know what the weird thing about this horse is, and maybe it's nitpicking, whether they're 12.5 bottom level maiden claimers or maiden special weight runners, Ruben Sierra works them wildly fast in the morning.
Yeah.
I don't know. This horse's works, at least on paper,
a little bit slower.
A lot slower, but we'll see. It's a tote board race, spread race. Now I'm worried one of the ones you use is the only one I didn't. So race 3 is a good one. It's a starter optional claimer here for 3-year-olds and up. We're going 6 furlongs on a fast main track. Amicio Jaramillo with a good catch ride on the 1. Yes, I'm a Beast. We'll give a shout out to Aram Otero on the 3. First career victory yesterday. We'll show you that in the lightning round. Congratulations there. And, you know, it's kind of one or the other, right? Concrete Glory or Yes, I'm a Beast, and I just kind of feel like the former gets all the best of it by the post position. He's probably a better horse anyway.
I think so, too. Just has a little bit more back class. But Rohan Crichton has done a fantastic job with Yes, I'm a Beast. But Concrete Glory has the back class. He's got some time between that February race where, oh, by the way, that was right in the middle of the championship meet. He caught some tough horses. He just looks like the one.
Yeah, and he's not in for a tag, so you don't have to worry about that. Anything scary here for Safi and Big Frank. And the post position is a huge coup for Concrete Glory because Yes, I'm a Beast has got to go from the inside, and that literally every step of the way puts him at a major disadvantage.
Exactly.
So, and I think that's kind of how we played it and saw it to be exactly the same way. 5 furlongs on the Tapeta in race number 4. It's a $25,000 maiden claimer. We do have a scratch of the 1, Never Enough, and the 4 Star Performance is out here, right in a rip here for the 2 of us, Hub City. We can show you the replay. Just qualified and placed second, but it was a winning effort, and it will win this race today.
It will. It really will. Zoya's Faith ran quite well yesterday, too. Just beaten the last 16th of a mile. This was the right call.
Clearly.
As far as takedowns go, because you'll see him, he drifts out, and down in the bayou, came back to run. Wasn't any good. That was during the mandatory sequence. But this is a spot where you feel like Hub City's got to win. Yeah,
there's been some, maybe DQs that I've questioned a little bit. That's neither here nor there. That was straight up, no 2-second DQ right there. But it was a winning race, and it was, you can see the gap to the third place finisher. The
very
post,
far.
Very far. The post here is perfect, and quite honestly, the rest of them are a guessing game a little bit. I guess commencement is interesting because Jose D'Angelo now has had this horse for a while, been able to work with this horse for a while. Maiden special weight dropper, 45 and 49 to 1 though in her first 2 starts.
Yeah, not a good sign at all. That was a race during the championship meet. It was an okay one. We're going to try the Tapeta for the first time. He's good with Jose D'Angelo's very good with new acquisitions, but now you're going to get the rail. With the Misael board, you think that they're going to try to send this horse as quickly. So I just don't think she's got a lot of speed.
No, she's not Howard Wallowitz. Let's just put it that way, and we'll see what we get from her today. Let's take a look at a stat on the 5 timely reward. A Safi maiden special weight dropper. We'll try Tapeta too. This is all told on sprints. I couldn't just get it down to Tapeta. It's a giant number. That's the positive, Samantha. I don't really know about this horse though.
I'm not sure either, and watch the tote board because that's very telling with these types of runners for Safi Joseph. Has speed on the dirt, so you would think that that's going to transfer over to the Tapeta, if nothing else.
No, exactly. The problem is we're going to have the favorite probably lapped to her. To him, I should say, her every step of the way. Right. Vincent Guidiel is going to ride here, rode last time as well. 4 down, 6 to go. Let's take a break. When we come back, it's Rainbow 6 time. Ronnie's got that $75,000 estimated ticket as that jackpot grows and grows. Stay tuned.
And they're off.
New DRF All Access past performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access past performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
And welcome back to Gulfstream today. Brian and Samantha with you. A beautiful Sunday here in Hollandale Beach. We hope to see you out here, and it's Rainbow 6 time in race number 5. $75,000 in the estimated jackpot. Ron Nicoletti, who'll be out here for the opener. He's got a ticket. Let's take a look at it now, and that's the standard playbook. He's got a single there kind of sort of in the middle.
Yeah, he does, and that's a good sign. We'll take a look at who that is. That is Practically Dark. This horse was scratched last week and entered in here today. Was going to run against his stablemate last week. Did that horse win? I'm trying to remember.
I don't know, but that's a bold single
it
because
is, yeah. It's not an easy race.
Not at all. Maybe the morning line makers got it wrong, but I don't think he's going to be the favorite in there. So that's a bold single. You can see his spread is in race number 9, and that's a good one. That's a tricky one on the Tapeta, and then he's 3 deep in the finale, and he'll be out here front and center to talk about it in a little bit. But let's get to the 5th now, and this is a very competitive race going 5.5 on the Tapeta. These are 3-year-olds and up. We've got a scratch of the 5, Akamar, and Skylar Spanabel will ride the 2, Apocalypso, and we'll start with you, Samantha. That is all the way on the outside to the North Remembers, and we can show you the North Remembers, Ubiquitous, and Tis a Tale. There we go.
Yeah, this is the gangs all here. The North Remembers ran an absolutely huge race. So this horse was threatening a big effort and finally was able to get it done. And I thought it was impressive the way to go up the rail like this crafty ride by Jose Morelos. You see Tis a Tale was just a beaten favorite, and Ubiquitous did a little bit of running on late. Both of them don't really interest me that much, but we see this a lot with these races that they just kind of flip-flop who's winning.
Yeah, exactly, and Victor Barboza claimed the North Remembers. Boy, he has been very good form now. 4 races in a row he's run lights out. Victor 45% off the claim. I think he's clearly, next man up if the favorite, who I assume will be the favorite, doesn't deliver. But Adios Asher is my best bet in here because for several different reasons. But, boy, the fields he's been facing lay over this group.
Completely. Yeah. Just horses like Tap Gold yesterday who took the finale.
Ran very well. Boy, what a versatile horse, too.
Yeah, exactly. This is just such a significant drop in class. If this horse wasn't winning prior to this drop, I would say this is too suspicious. But the fact that this horse has been winning, he looks the one.
Yeah, and he gets off the rail too. I think that hurt him a little bit last time as well. We're all over the place from there. Neophyte for Carlos David. On a switch now from Georgina Baxter. Has some speed. We'll see what we get. You're going to get a rare, nice price on a barn that pops with this kind of angle.
Big time. A barn that 29% for this Royal Palm meet. So big move off the trainer switch.
All right, let's get to race 6 in the late pick 5. We'll go 5 furlongs on the turf here. Maiden special weight for the 2-year-olds. We scratched the 1, Garincha, and the 6, Enter the Dragon. Is that another?
No.
No?
But it could be. That's
right?
a good hunch play for today. It's
Your
House
show
of Dragon
there?
Day,
First time, well, is a gelding. Listed as a first time gelding, actually, because he did run in the Royal Palm Juvenile. Late 5 goes with Samantha. We'll take a look at her ticket right now.
I lost my best bet in this sequence, but that's okay. We're going to go 3 deep here, and we'll get to it in just a moment. The 7th race got the scratch bug. Risa Rolex was always the one to beat. Looks a little bit more flattering now. Race 8, the 4 on top for me, Payzone. Race number 9, I do scratch into the 4 on top, and in race number 10, my long shot is the 9. I could have gone really deep in race 10, but for the sake of the tropical turf pick 3 as well, I just went down with those 2.
Wow, 30 to 1 on Tis a Prince.
Real long shot.
Capital out there. You got one there. All right, let's get into it here, because this, like the 2-year-old race earlier, boy, this is a tricky one as well. We're going to have a solid favorite that we both have on top, Torches Past. Is it as easy as getting this Son of Munnings to the winner's circle? We can show you the video.
We'll show
right?
you the video. I feel like it could be because this effort last time was really good.
Yeah.
We knew that this horse was suspicious to begin with. $80,000 for a Munnings colt. That's not a lot of money at all. He just got a little bit tired. You'd see using his left lead. He finally switched to his right. Ghostly Rose was just running like his pants were on fire that day, and he was just defeated fair on the square. Now we'll move to the grass. I think that's a good move. Hey, we know he's got speed. They're putting the blinkers on.
Look at that work on July 20th, too.
Yeah, that's...
He's ready to roll today. All systems go for Torches Past. And the Ramses, well, you've got the 3 Dietz in second. Now, this is a homebred for Peter Vegso and Safi. I was willing to fade this horse, but you were able to find some morning works on them.
Yeah, there was one that I found that I felt like was good enough to show, at least just to see the athleticism of this horse. Now, this is probably, I've looked it up, this horse's second work ever here at Gulfstream on the outside, just doing things so easily. You see the rider keeps looking over at the partner next to him, and I think at any moment she could probably let her reins out a notch and just go right on by. I like the fact that this horse is very, very forward and so professional. This was just a 3/8 work. I don't know what we'll get. I know it might be a little bit of a red flag. You get a Misael here, not Edgar. He goes somewhere else. But still, that was forward enough for me.
Yeah, the red flag is not a Misael. It's the fact that Edgar is on another horse. That's all.
Exactly.
Because Misael is as good as anybody here. We know that. And he is on the 5, and that's the Tracy Farmer homebred, Forever Mischief for Team Cassie.
There was one work on this horse. I think it was the June 1st work from the gate where they went 52. Oh, it was not great. I feel like this horse is going to need a bit longer, but I think this is a classy horse. He might be the best horse, but he might not be today because of the distance.
You can maybe even see it on the morning line. These are homebred, so you don't know what you're going to get. And I'm always, maybe it's just a personal thing, I'm always more apt to fade homebreds a little bit more than, snazzy purchase prices, auction kind of horses. You got to see what you get in the afternoon. You got to watch the tote board here as well. Late pick 4 kicks off in race number 7. We'll go 5.5 furlongs on the Tapeta. It's a starter optional claimer. Just the 3-year-olds here. We scratched the 3 Zio Lorenzo and the 6 Jabron. We'll take a look at my late 4 ticket now. And as Samantha said, Risa Rolex was going to be tough anyway. And now with the 2 scratches, my goodness, he'll be a short price. My long shot is in race 8. That is the 5 Turbo. Race 9, the dart lands on the 4 Sudoku Terry, who I used last time, and now she routes for the second time on Tapeta. And in race number 10, Uranium, my old buddy on top, and then Irwani, Jose D'Angelo with the Tampa horse coming in. That ran pretty well over there across the state, trying the big leagues today, but dropping as well. $20 late pick 4 ticket. And Samantha, Risa Rolex passed yesterday. to run today, and I think that's a pretty good thing for him. And we can just show you the form he is. 4 for 7 on Tapeta too.
Yeah, this horse is so cool because just loves this Tapeta. We see him here now. Jobrin's out of this spot, but Riza Rolex always there. I mean, at what point was this horse going to lose this race? There was never any question.
And that's the thing I like about him, too. He just dominates. In the 3 Tapeta wins, he's won 3 out of 4 now on the Tapeta. There's never an anxious moment. It's just a tour de force.
Yeah.
You know, he could have been even money before the scratches, and now without them, he's very likely to be odds on.
Yeah.
Sabian is down on the inside. Hey, he was my long shot. Or he wasn't my long shot. I had him on top last time. I don't know if it was the barn switch or what, but boy, did he blow up last time.
Ooh, he did. And the Oscar Gonzalez barn with Don Bro yesterday.
Well, was he good or what?
That was a very impressive victory. But this is a barn just in general. Watch all of his runners because if they're not winning, they're for sure hitting the board. So if you're playing those supers, don't leave them out.
So Sabian was 16 last time, and Louis the Sun King was 90 cents on the dollar. That's why he's still favored on the morning line, even though he lost to him. I also think the post position for Louis the Sun King today is a big swap for him.
Yeah, it is. It definitely moves him up a lot more.
Yeah, if somebody's going to upset Riza Rolex, those are the 2 of them.
Yeah.
I just think it's a little maybe easier said than done. Late pick 3 in race number 8. Don't forget those are dollar late pick 3s. We'll go 6 furlongs on a fast main track. It's an optional claimer here for 3-year-olds and up. The inside horses are out. The 1 Avant Glory, the 2 Knox is out. The 6 Magical Warriors going to add blinkers, and you are on the 4 Payzone, who is to me hands down clearly the horse to beat.
Definitely. We'll look at his last race here because it was such a big effort and a really exciting one too. What a nice horse for trainer Rowan Crichton. He was 3-1 this day, which was, if you liked him, like robbing a bank because everybody was betting Carmel Chip.
Right.
I knew better that was a trap with Carmel Chip because coming back, that was his first race from Dubai. But there was nobody in the world that was going to beat him today.
No, he still did it impressively.
Yeah.
Now, that was a starter optional claimer, and he's going into tougher today. In theory, that was a really good group. We're not going to run a better race than that at that level. So there's no doubt he's the horse to beat today. My long shots here, Turbo, and while the price might get knocked a little bit because his stablemate Knox is out, to me it actually gives me more confidence because if Brian and Arundel are going to have 2 and just run 1, that's good enough for me. Boy, those are good groups he's been facing. Good groups that have been, beating him up, quite frankly. No drop either. I like that.
No, and maybe I think the fast track is better for him as well. And that was a sloppy track that day. But, hey, that was a strong race because Comedy Town came back to win the Smile Sprint Stakes. Big Martini finally got the win last week. So it was a tough race.
When you come with a long shot, you have to be forgiving, and you have to kind of look past races. And we talked about this. We thought he ran so good and hard off the 14-month layoff that he's paid the price for that. I don't know. Maybe he comes back around. He's a reach, admittedly, but we'll see. What about Ronnie Single, the 3 Practically Dark, who to me is a fade horse facing winners for the first time?
Well, the race that he's coming out of, he didn't honestly beat anybody.
Nobody.
Of any significance. Now, he did it very visually impressive. To me, I thought this horse should have won the first time he was in the barn with Safi, and he was hard to take at a short price any other time after that. They'll bet him hard today, but it's not that easy. He's going to have to step up.
He's looking up at certainly the favorite in here. Now, they purchased him for $310 earlier this year after Bob Lothenbach sadly passed away in that dispersal sale. He's going the right direction, but this is a big class rise today, and as Samantha kind of alluded to, boy, you're not going to get a good price. I want to mention you got Zydeco in there as well. Victor Barboza taking over here. You might want to look out for Zydeco because when he's good, he's pretty good. And he's got some running. On race number 9, kicks off the late double. We'll go $170 on the Tapeta. It's a $25,000 starter allowance. These are fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. The 6 Biera is out of this race, and we'll start with you on. So we're both on Sudoku Terry. She was my long shot last time. Thought she ran well routing, and now we've got it behind her. We can move forward.
Yeah, we can. Biera was my best bet, so that's kind of a bummer. Yeah, but Sudoku Terry, this horse especially off the claim with Rohan last time, improved significantly, and you can expect another move forward.
No, I agree totally. Now, Bierro's out of this race, but we can still show you the 3 good, better, best in her last race. Got necked out for second in what was a very, very good effort, albeit at 50 cents on the dollar.
Yeah, it was.
Biero had trouble, too.
Biero had a ton of trouble. This was not a good situation, and this was one of those days where the speed was very good. I want to put whatever on Biero when I see that horse back in again. Good, better, best. I will say this, though. Did all the hard work on the front end and was able to, still stay there. But it was just the way the track was playing. It was like a merry-go-round around there.
Yeah, and she's a great poster girl for why Samantha and I just don't really believe in the figures, because she was necked out on a class rise with a painfully slow buyer after she's been running high 70s and an 80. So yeah. I just think you need to look at the races, not the figures. And the thoroughgraphs I think are the same, although we like them a lot better. But she's one of the ones in here, but I don't think this is a very, very competitive race.
Extremely.
You could run this race 8 times and get 8 different winners.
Yeah.
Sweet Fantasy ran off the screen on Tapeta 2-back, albeit against 25 2Ls. I think she's firmly in the mix. And, now showing on the outside for Safi, to me, she is 5-1. Maybe I got it wrong. Maybe they're going to bet her, but boy, she's looking up at more than a few in here.
Yeah, she is. Marsha ran good coming back
she
again.
Did.
And Eames Treasure Girl almost took the finale yesterday.
Yeah.
So that was on the grass at least, but it's a good post nonetheless.
Yeah, Great Princess is certainly in the mix for Rohan. Second off the claim. She beat Sudoku Terry last time. This is a really, really good race. We'll wrap it up in the 10th. The finale is on a firm turf course. The rails are at 66 feet. I do want to note that the only change is that Jonathan Ocasio will ride your long shot, the 9 Tis a Prince, and boy, there's a capital L here.
Yeah, this is a big reach here. Now, I want to go off the race that is the May 4th race, because that day, Ivan Pimentel put this horse in a really good spot. I feel like the way, and I'm not looking at the Tapeta races because this is the grass, but the way that he put this horse in the race, that's what I want to see again today from Jonathan Ocasio. I don't trust anybody here at all. If anything, this is a good post. I just feel like this could be one of those days where maybe something funky happens.
Well, you look at your morning line favorite is 3-1. It's that kind of race. This is a very, very deep and competitive race. Wouldn't shock me at all if there's singles in the rainbow when we get to here, because it's a wildly deep race. I just took a shot with the 4 Uranium, who I thought ran really well on the turf 3-back.
Yeah.
Shockingly almost.
Yes, that was surprising. And it was a strong effort because the rails were at 66 feet that day. You don't run from behind. You look at the calls where this horse was at, the way that he picked up ground, that was pretty impressive.
Yeah. How about the Uncaptured Boy? Let's show the replay here. Good effort last time. There's some other speed, but this is a good post for Uncaptured Boy and Edgard.
This was a huge victory, I thought. This race alone would win this race every single time, I think. Now, are we going to get that again? He was 10-1 this day. But American Speed for Jerry O'Dwyer just couldn't get it done, and he was the one that kind of bottomed out the field. But, hey, Edgar Zayas stays here. The only 2 wins from this horse recently at Gulfstream have been with Edgar Zayas, so we would just continue to keep going up.
I thought the problem for him, and then maybe the help for the stalker closers in the race, is cosmic speculation down on the inside has to go. There could be some hitting in here.
Yeah, there could, and that horse is coming off. The last time that cosmic speculation was in for 16,000, it was a win on the grass.
What about Irwani coming out of a really key race over at Tampa, albeit a no-show? His other races are better than these.
They are. I don't know what to do with him.
Yeah, I didn't either, to be honest with you.
He looks good off those figures in those Tampa races, but again, it's Tampa. This is a tricky horse. I hope if they're betting him, I would say he's live.
Yeah, the one thing I'll say about the Tampa races and the Tampa wins, Tampa is
it's a tricky turf course,
funky
right?
turf course. You can sometimes it doesn't matter how fast you go; they don't come back over there. He ran very well. It's Jose D'Angelo. He's got Miguel Vasquez as well. So I do think there's plenty to like here. I have a feeling if it's at least right, he's going to be a little bit of an underlay by post time, and I think that might be why we're both looking elsewhere as well. Lightning round time here. Big weekend, of course, around the country, none more so than with the Jim Dandy at Saratoga. I prep for what is going to be a phenomenal Travers, and we know the winner.
Yeah, we do. This is 2 years in a row now. Florida Derby winner won the Jim Dandy. Fierceness, I don't trust him as far as I could throw him, but this was a nice little exclamation point on a very frustrating horse, I think.
Yeah, well, fierceness, when you have a running style like Zandon, you're always, Sierra Leone, excuse me.
You did that on purpose. Yeah, that's fine.
You're always going to beat him every single time. So you got to, I hope he buys dinner and the drinks, Sierra Leone, when
I finally
when
win.
you hang out.
Thank you. Yeah, I hope so too. Sierra Leone gets me every single time. But we'll see back in the Travers. We'll have this conversation many times before then. It was a good race nonetheless. I don't want to take anything away from fierceness. He's kind of one of those good race, bad race, good race, bad race. He put it together. I think he would have won the Haskell with that kind of run. Do you think?
He was so much better than the field yesterday. He was like 10 lengths better.
Yeah.
With the way the dynamics of that race played out, how slow the track was, how fast the fractions were, how the field was completely bottomed out, and he was on the hard chase the whole way. But she said it perfectly. We've seen that time and time again from Fierces. How about the Florida Derby right over here to our right? But good to see him back nonetheless. Really good as well to see Aram Otero get his first career win at 45-1. That blew up everything yesterday.
No early pick 5. It paid 4 out of 5. You know what I liked about this race is coming to the top of the stretch, he had 2 options. He could have gone outside or he could have stayed inside. He opted to stay inside. That's a smart move. If nothing else, that was very crafty to do and good for him.
Very cool to see as well. And there we go. We love those celebrations too.
Yeah. I think Ron probably wanted to get soaked with water because it was a hot day yesterday. He
Yeah.
was struggling.
I think Ronnie said last time that happened, he almost got soaked with water. Did I hear no best bet for you? Out?
Yeah, out for me.
Out, unfortunately. All right, my best bet is Adios Asher on the big class drop. Samantha's long shot. You got to wait for it in the finale, but
yeah, it's Tiz
I don't know. You have a lot of steam, so maybe we don't get 30 anymore, but you better get 20.
Oh, yeah. Please don't take anything less than 20.
I'm much lower, but should still be, well, there is a couple scratches in there, but Turbo should be, 5-6-1 kind of thing, so we'll take a shot there. Good, solid 10-race card. The Rainbow's at 75 with the estimated jackpot, and Pete Aiello is upstairs with your scratches and changes on a beautiful Sunday here at Gulfstream Park.